Reverend Claude Black. My vision for San Antonio will be a city in which the poor will be homeowners. I'm looking for a city that makes the downtown business district beautiful and accessible to more than tourists. I'm looking for a city that continues to encourage and aggressively supports public education as an economic arm of the quality of life in the community. I'm looking to a city that continues to celebrate ethnic diversity.
Henry Cisneros. Out of the strong traditions of our history, from our blending of rich cultures and upon our founding roots in religious faith, San Antonians can build a community of optimism derived from respect for traditions, of civil gentleness learned from family strengths, and of differences resolved in common purposes. In these ways, San Antonio will stand as a Gibraltar of confidence when our nation's civic values are buffeted by the storms of change.
Mayor Lila Cockrell. My vision for San Antonio is for the city to continue to enhance the quality of life for all its citizens through increased access to a quality education, better job opportunities, access to health care, and through support for the arts, libraries, sports and recreational programs, parks, and open space. More importantly, my vision includes an ever-increasing appreciation by all of our citizens of our wonderful multicultural heritage and respect for the contributions of all the different cultural groups who make up the present San Antonio.
Jim Cullum. What of San Antonio after New Year's Eve 1999? Some say the computers will stop and start over again with 1900. That would make me write in style. But I think San Antonio will zoom ahead in the new millennium with music and more music, baby. Maybe part of San Antonio's role will be to show the rest of the country about the good life. To me, that's our most important product.
Reverend Buckner Fanning. The source of all lasting accomplishments in every endeavor is built upon the foundation of love for God and for one another. If we build upon this principle, then the future of San Antonio will be greater than its past. Archbishop Patrick Flores. I see San Antonio as a fast-growing community, and this community is bringing about many great and wonderful blessings. Lately, we have seen the Spurs winning all over, and the success of the Spurs is just the beginning. San Antonio is a city wherein the people are learning to love and appreciate one another. I'm constantly telling people we are all different from each other, and I tell them, I don't look like you and you don't look like me. However, we should not let our differences divide us. Our differences should enrich us. San Antonio is made up of many cultures and ethnic groups, but all of them are the people of God. I pray and hope that violence in San Antonio will come to an end as people learn to appreciate and respect the difference and the reality of everyone else. We are all equally children of the same God, and we all have the same Father.
Congressman Charles Gonzalez. I believe that San Antonio will continue to shine as one of Texas' most brilliant stars in the 21st century. Our lovely city by the San Antonio River, home to a truly diverse population, to historical missions and burgeoning medical and biotechnical industries, will shine even brighter in the spotlight of the new millennium. Congressman Henry B. Gonzalez. San Antonio be the hub of a South Texas economic giant, a city able to translate its economic prowess to improving the lives of all of its citizens. A 21st century reality made possible by 20th century visionaries, our parents and grandparents who toiled and sacrificed to give us such grand opportunities.
Bill Greehee. I believe that San Antonio is a beautiful city that really has its act together because elected officials, leaders, and business leaders all work together to make it a great place to live. Basically, they share in the principle that you are never truly successful until you share that success with others. So while San Antonio does not have the abundant corporate and financial resources that many of our nation's other large cities have, this shared spirit of cooperation has led to our development into a world-class city. And something we have that other large cities don't is clean air. San Antonio is the largest city in the nation still in compliance with federal air quality standards, but is on the brink of non-compliance, which could result in economic and health consequences to our community. By making this issue a top priority and working collectively toward a solution, I believe that we will meet this challenge and protect and maintain our air quality and our quality of life. Dr. Fernando Guerra. My hope for the new century is that we can finally realize our goal of stable families living in safe, supportive, and healthy communities. I am convinced that real progress will be seen when everyone understands what shared responsibility means in a community. This can only happen if each of us becomes aware, involved, and an advocate for positive change. I hope we'll hear less of providers and consumers and more of informed participants and active partners, living and working together as we pursue our common goals.
Henry Guerra. Unlike the 20th century, San Antonio with the Millennium won't be dominated by the military. Following World War II, the military came to dominate the economy as the Cold War continued. But then the Cold War ended, and it was the Air Force that first recognized it. The Air Force itself made the decision to close down Kelly. Now the decision has been made. From the beginning, privatization has been the goal, and it has been privatization that will prevail as San Antonio enters the next millennium, the 21st century, with privatization as its goal.
Harriot Marmon Helmle. My vision for San Antonio is for our children, that they can grow and prosper in our city, that politics in our school districts will take a back seat to what is best for the kids, and we will better prepare them to live in a competitive world where they do not see or use their race to further divide our community. Dr. John P. Howe III. I envision a San Antonio of the future where individuals and families enjoy maximum health, not just the absence of disease, but physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. There is a vigorous, broad-based economy led by advances in the biosciences sector, with a skilled and well-educated workforce tracks clean industry with well-paying jobs. There is an increase in civility, respect for other persons and their property, with value placed on personal responsibility and achievement and a unity of purpose that will continue to make San Antonio one of America's 4 unique cities. And one more thing. Go, Spurs, go!
Rabbi Jacobson. The year 2000 for Jews the world over will also be the year 5760, figured millennia ago from the date determined to be that of the creation of the earth. The hopes and dreams of all of us, of every faith for San Antonio and indeed the whole world, are the same by any calendar, same that the biblical prophets proclaimed eloquently and poetically. With the vast new technology and information about the universe that will surely come, we pray the 21st century will also bring a good life for every individual, understanding between people of every belief and every ethnic group, and peace for all humanity.
Judge Cyndi Taylor. When historic floods hit our community, we came together to meet the crisis. When the Spurs became world champions, we came together to celebrate. My vision is a community of people who seek ways to work and live together constructively, not just in crisis and celebration, but each day of the new century.
Rosemary Kowalski. Attitude. Work will always win for now and the future as we build the bridges for the next generations.
Dr. Jigger. The future of San Antonio has never seemed brighter. The major challenge which we face is to ensure that every child receives the best possible education. No child should be forced to go to a failing or unsafe school just because they are too poor to attend a better school. My hope is that we will achieve the promise of a bright future by giving each and every one of God's precious children an outstanding education. Lowry Mays. Having lived in San Antonio for almost 40 years, I have enjoyed the rich growth and transformation of this multicultural community. I have been rewarded with the enhancements and success of my 4 children. And my vision is that this diverse community is the best place in the world for my 10 grandchildren to grow and prosper.
Edith McAllister. I think that the inclusivity and cooperation and respect and tolerance for our differences that we now enjoy will continue and increase in the new century, and that our reputation as a model city in these areas will grow throughout the world, making us an even more attractive tourist and convention destination. Add our new sports crown and our enhanced education opportunities, and watch us go, San Antonio, go.
Red McCombs. The future for San Antonio is as bright as its leaders want it to be. Our city is blessed with a spirit that is the envy of all who experience it. Robert F. McDermott. My vision for San Antonio is that there will be a renewed awakening to the realization that quality education for our children is the key to their self-discovery, self-development, well-being, and happiness. The programs for their intellectual development, like those for their physical development, must be tailored to their individual differences as well as to their common needs. Our equality lies in the fact that we all have the same Father. Our happiness lies in our commitment to pursue and achieve excellence so that we may better serve each other. Our schools, parents, and churches must help our newest generation to appreciate and develop their individual gifts to their benefit and to ours as well. Lionel Sosa. San Antonio's future to brand itself and in fact become the center of the Americas. We are the original and only Spanish-English bicultural city in the Americas. The Americas are 2/3 Latino. That makes our position very relevant. The center of the Americas position is real. Our warm, welcoming nature, our inclusive persona, our fun, optimistic outlook, coupled with a metropolitan small-town family feel, makes our city uniquely qualified to deliver on the promise. This bicultural positioning would solidify our uniqueness, surface our silent pride, and give us a real reason to be to rally around. It would make every San Antonian feel more special and instill a much-needed sense of self.
Jossie Strauss. My vision for San Antonio, we will intensify our focus on economic development, education, health, technology, and the biosciences. Preservation, the arts, and culture will be strongly supported in order to enhance tourism and provide quality of life for all. The army of dedicated, bright, professional, and volunteer citizens will continue to be active, inspirational role models for the younger generations, our leaders of the future.
Sister Elizabeth Ann Sueltenfuss. San Antonio will continue to develop as a multicultural metropolitan complex, a rich oasis wherein its citizens will move in a direction that is life-giving and fruitful. Education must necessarily be a priority in order to produce citizens who will be the mind and heart of the city. The arts will flourish with greater financial support, and with the music of the symphony will always be there to enrich us. Science and technology will continue to bring about astounding changes in the life of the people. Families will face special challenges of our culture, and health care, especially of the elderly, will be of real concern. I envision a greater sense of community with more tolerance as we respect the beliefs and opinions of others. The God of providence, the God of hope and possibility, will empower us with courage that we may live as people of hope, willing to risk and change because we trust that God works in us and through us in bringing about a renewed San Antonio.
Jose Vivas Atzara. Back in 1956, because of God's guidance, I established myself in the company of my wife Amelia and children Jose Enrique and Yvonne in this so beautiful and charming city of San Antonio. Since then, our city has really been transformed, day by day and year by year, into one of the top cities of our great and unique USA, a nation that through time, a very short one, has become the miracle of the human race throughout the world. We, all of us citizens of San Antonio, can achieve another miracle just following the example of our nation. No matter our ethnic differences, let's pull together in only one team, like the Spurs. And doing so, there's no limit to the greatness and wonders we can accomplish. United, we are strong, and that makes us a force. Everything depends on us in making this growth come true and keeping the goodness in our hearts for one another. San Antonio in capital letters.
Dr. Robert V. West, Jr. San Antonio must solve its water supply problems. Also, it must focus on expanding its strong regional and national roles in medical research and treatment and in education. That city needs to put behind it all past divisiveness and look to challenges of the future in a unified and positive manner.
Irene Wischer. The outlook for San Antonio is one of optimism. It will show tremendous growth in the fields of airport traffic, the UTSA Health Science Center, biomedical research, sports, and education. All of this creates job growth. In the 70s, we passed a bond issue to fund a downtown inner loop, a city problem which still must be solved. While San Antonio is on a roll, we cannot continue to take spending by people, business, and government for granted. Congress has left behind a heaping platter of business bills yet to be resolved.
Mayor Nelson Wolff. We citizens of San Antonio are building a city for future generations. The foundation of our city rests on strong family values and respect and love for our cultural and ethnic diversity. These principles, combined with quality education for all of our children, safe and vibrant neighborhoods, and good-paying jobs, will be the basis of San Antonio's unsurpassed success in today's global economy.